What's up everybody, it's Chris here, and today we're going to talk about Instagram content for businesses. Now, a lot of businesses look at Instagram in two different ways. They either ignore it completely because they don't have the photography talent of somebody like Peter McKinnon, or they just do the same old product photos and you end up getting an Instagram account just full of product photography. I'm here to tell you that no matter what industry you work in, Instagram can be a really powerful tool for you. You can use it to grow a brand and really connect with your audience. You don't need to be a professional photographer. You don't need any sort of special skills. You really can just pick up a camera and just start thinking creatively about certain content ideas. And that's why in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 business content ideas that you can use on Instagram. So the first content idea you can use is to use staff takeovers. So what this basically means is that you could give your Instagram account to a member of staff for the day or for the week, and that time period that you set, they take over that Instagram account. They're doing a behind the scenes look at their job, giving people a real different insight into what they do on a daily basis. So for example, if you're a kitchen manufacturer, rather than just taking pictures of the same old finished kitchens, you could give your Instagram account to one of your sales guys. And that sales guy could give you a real insight into their job. They could show you behind the scenes looks of what they're doing every day, the sort of conversations they're having with different people, and it just gives a completely different spin rather than just the same old photos. You could also use a product guy. A product guy might look after your Instagram account for a week and just every day start talking about their favorite products that you offer and really dive deeper into those. Again, that's going to be far more engaging than just posting some photos of products. Having that thought leader, that person who might take photos from a different perspective or give a different spin to something, is really going to help make your content so much more engaging. One company that does staff takeovers really well is Finnair. So Finnair will give their Instagram account to a flight attendant for a long weekend. That flight attendant will start by taking a photo of themselves and introducing them to you. They might then take some photos and show you what their morning is like on the build up to a flight. They'll then show you some behind the scenes stuff on that flight. And also, they'll talk about the stopovers that they have. So if they're laid over in a country for a night or for a long weekend, they're going to take some really amazing photos of that place that they're at. So all of a sudden, you've taken an airline which could basically just take photos of planes on the ground or planes in the sky, or maybe just different photos from up above. But now they've put a totally different spin on that, given their account to one of their members of staff, and they've all of a sudden got some real behind the scenes, great unique content that is going to be really engaging. So that leads on really well to tip number 2, and that is to do some sort of behind the scenes content. No matter what your audience is, people like to learn something new. They like to see something that they don't see every day. So your business, if there's an opportunity to take them behind the scenes on something, you really need to consider that for Instagram. So for example, if you make glasses like this, you could quite easily just take photos of some glasses or take a few videos of some glasses and put them on your Instagram. But what you could actually do is go through the process of how that glass is made. You could take people behind the scenes and you could look at glass blowing, you could look at how that glass is molded into something. It's all really fascinating stuff that will be of interest to people on social media. So all of a sudden we've taken something like a glass and we've made that really engaging by showing the process of how that is made. Taking that one step further as well, if you're a glass company that offers personalized gifts, you could do a behind the scenes of that whole personalization process on Instagram to sell that service. You could show people how it's handcrafted, how you engrave somebody's name into this glass, whatever it is that is done. All those are little things that just take people behind the scenes and give them that different spin on your business again. So tip number 3 is you could do a tutorial series. So if you have any expertise that you can share, Instagram is a great way of sharing your thoughts and doing some form of tutorial series. Now there's 2 main ways you could do a tutorial. The most obvious one is to do some videos. So using Instagram TV, you could do a few minute long tutorial on a certain topic that you're a thought leader on. Or another approach which is really popular on Instagram is to use carousels. You could use a carousel to do a tutorial on near enough any kind of topic. It doesn't have to be anything too in-depth. You could literally just take one question or one pain point that you know your audience has, and you could make a 5 to 10 slide carousel that's really engaging. It really helps your audience out, and it sparks some sort of questions that's going to encourage them to want to comment on your post. Now, I want to give you one piece of advice here about the Instagram algorithm. To succeed on Instagram, you need to be doing what the algorithm wants you to do. And in a nutshell, there's one main thing that the Instagram algorithm wants from you, and that is to keep people on Instagram. It's not necessarily as concerned with likes, comments, and shares as much as you would think. It's all about keeping people on Instagram. And of course, if they're liking and engaging with your content, that means that they're happy and they want to stay on Instagram. And carousels are a great way to keep people on Instagram because they're constantly scrolling through your content. They're taking more time looking through a carousel than they would if you just had one image there. And the same goes for a video. That's going to keep people more engaged and keep them on Instagram for longer compared to just a static photo. So use these types of content to really keep people on Instagram and start beating that algorithm. Next up, another thing that is really popular on Instagram now is to do an Instagram Live. What's great about Instagram Lives is that as soon as you go live on Instagram, all of your followers are notified. They'll get a push notification through to their phone telling them that you're live. So straight away, just by going live, you've put yourself front and center in their mind. You can do so many different things with an Instagram Live, but one word of caution straight off the bat is you need to have a plan. You need to make sure that whatever you do as a live is really engaging and it's of interest to your audience. There's nothing more awkward than going live without a plan, just having some sort of awkward conversation to the camera and just not knowing what you're talking about. It's probably going to do more harm than good if you do that. But that being said, if you do have a plan, you could do things like product launches, you could do live Q&As, you could do behind the scenes. Like if you're just about to launch a new product and you've got an event that you're doing, you could bring people behind the scenes of that event. There's so many good things that you can do with Instagram Live when you think about it, and it really doesn't matter what niche you're in. For example, even if you're in something that would be classed as a boring niche, something like accountancy or law, you could do an IG Live Q&A where people can just talk to you and get advice on things. Anyone that's following you on Instagram is going to be interested in what you have to say. They followed you for a reason. So even in those boring niches as such, you can really use Instagram Live to your advantage. One cool thing you could do with an Instagram Live is to partner with a complementary business. You could do some sort of Q&A discussion between the two of you, but because they're a complementary business, you both share a similar sort of target audience. So you're going to be reaching more people because their audience are going to tune in, and they're going to reach more people because your audience is tuning in. It's a great way to not only engage your existing followers, but also reach a new audience. Now, my last tip for you is to use customer testimonials. So a customer testimonial really does say 1,000 words. You could spend so much time and effort doing posts about your business, or you could do some ads on Instagram, just talking about how amazing you are. But essentially, that's just you preaching about yourself. Whereas if you got one of your customers to do a video testimonial or a testimonial over the phone that you can then convert into an Instagram post or an Instagram ad, that is going to be so much more effective because it's just authentic and you can tell that somebody else has had a great experience with this company, so you're going to be far more likely to want to engage with them and maybe use their services. One company that does this really well is Business Film Booth. I've personally worked with Business Film Booth and they're a great bunch of guys to work with, and they've done these phone testimonials, and you would think just a testimonial over the phone is really dull and how is that going to be engaging on Instagram? But as you can see on the screen now, you can turn a testimonial that's done over the phone into some really engaging content that's really visually appealing. And it just stands out so much more than most other kinds of content on Instagram.
Basically, it's just how simple and easy it is. I always thought that video was quite an involved process, and like I say, it would take thousands and thousands of pounds of budget and then so much time.
So how's the production process been for you and working with us? How have you found that?
Awful. I had a suspicion that my conversion rates would improve, but I was surprised to find out that they improved 40% at my last count to what they done before. So I have video now on all pages of my website.
All of these content types are really good and they'll work for near enough any business. But what the most important thing for you to remember is that you need to have focus. So rather than just trying to do all of these content ideas because I've told you to, I want you to just pick 1 or 2 content ideas, really focus on those and do them well. And that is how you will create great content for your Instagram. You don't want to spread yourself too thin by trying tons of different content types. Just start small, do that well and build from there. If you've liked the video, don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe, and I will see you next time.